Hey guys, thought about bringing my draft breakdown for attack. I know it's a little late, but we're just gonna do it real quick. So, drafted Palafin first. I can't tear it, but it's still Palafin. Really, really good stats once you get it in. You get the big boy in, 160 attack. Jet Punch is crazy strong priority. Wave Crash is strong in general. It's fast. It's strong as hell. It's bulky. It can set up, break, or whatever you kind of want to do with it. Again, really the only real downside of it is it's kind of you need to get it in as fast as possible setup. But I think overall my team caused enough scenarios where I can get it in and get it evolved into big boy form. Next pick was Goldango. Going into the draft, I wanted to do a Goldango hazard stack team. So of course Goldango, I went with second overall. Overall second overall for my picks. Pretty simple. Goes gold blocks base blocks defog, goes top block spin, and the only hazard removal that actually works on Goldango is Moldbreaker Halucha and Mousehold. I'm pretty sure that's it. Um, yeah, it's a Goldango. Good as gold is, like I said, it's crazy. Blocks not even removal, but just any stats moves in general. Trick, Thunder Wave, all that silly nonsense. And it's just a crazy good mon on its own, too. Really good mon. Third pick was Ting Lu. So Ting Lu is really bulky and has rocks, spikes, so it has hazard vomit. And I made the unorthodox decision to make Ting Lu my Terra captain. Terra Ting Lu is a little weird, but I think it's going to be really good because it can allow it to tailor make it to match up better against a certain threat that I need it to take on that maybe its typing by default isn't as great for. Or I can just leave it default and then change it for later. In general, I think it just helps make Ting Lu much more difficult to actually kill, which is going to be really important on a team like this that kind of spike stacky and it kind of drags the game on more long term and really focuses more on getting Palafin and a couple other mons that do most of the breaking. Getting Ting Lu to better defensive typing can sometimes help with those certain games and certain major threats that exist in the Terra meta. So the next pick, I made probably a big mistake. Glamora was available. I wanted Glamora. I got greedy though and decided I want to try to get Cinderace first. And then I lost Glamora, which kind of sucks. I love my Glimmer, but unfortunately I don't have my Glimmer. So, Cinderace though, I do get the Glimmer out with Cinderace. 119 speed is really good. Pivoting, which helps gets Palafin and everyone in faster. Court change in case for some reason the Hazard War goes horribly against me. Good natural attacking stats. Decent enough coverage and utility moves. Overall, it's a Cinderace. It does the same thing pretty much it does in last gen. It got Sword Dance now, if you ever wanted to run that. Really good mon overall. Really fun. I'm not sad I got it. I'm just kind of wish it was my Glamora. After that, we went for Tornado C, aka Cyclozar. Shagtail's banned, but it's still really good. It's the fastest mon on the team at 121. It hits just hard enough that it's relevant. U-turn's always good. Rapid spin is incredible, especially for, again, hazard stacking. Having spin is good. Typing is interesting and kind of good. Yeah. Overall, it's a decent mon. It's Tornado C. It comes in, it spins, and it removes hazards, and then it U-turns away like tornadoes. Just worse. Next pick is good old reliable, one of my favorite things ever. Floridas. I know Floridas isn't the greatest fairy in the world, and technically, but there's just something about Floridas that just I always get it, and it always performs well for me. Huge Spadef, which I don't really necessarily need because I have Ting Lu, but hey, it's there. Wish, not the strongest wish is the Ting Lu, but it can really help Wish support Cinders, Bicycle, Chestnut, and some other things I have, Gold Angle especially. Yeah, overall, it's a really good mon. It can do some things, and teams that don't have the greatest fairy resist, which is a lot of teams actually in this league, it can actually do a lot of damage with that 112 special attack. And the 75 speed is not terrible for a defensive mon. So it's something I can do things with. It's you kind of know what's going to do, but it can do those things pretty well. Not jump too far ahead here. All right, so next up was Chestnut. Physically defensive, edge quick resist, spikes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bulletproof is just a really weird ability that blocks a lot of moves, including some you really don't think it would block, but it does. Another really funny and accurate moves. So, for example, if someone's got a mon that doesn't have Sludge Wave but has Sludge Bomb, and that's the only poison move, guess who gets hardwalled by Chestnut? Yep. So, yeah, overall, fun mon. Spikes is always there for spike stacking. Belly Drum set is always a thing, and it's it's overall a good mod. Body press, everything else is there. Yeah, pretty straightforward. President Arthur is going to do pretty good for us. Sure. Next up is Oricorio. So I get to use all three Oricorio firms. That's right, I get all three Oricorio firms, the fire one, the electric one, and the ghost one. Quiver Dance is a thing. It makes Oricorio really good, as anyone who's played any lower tiers will tell you. Dancer can be funny for certain matchups. It kept defog, which is kind of rare in this generation, and it's a pretty good defogger as a result. Decent speeds here for where it is, and it's not very expensive, so it's good for what it's worth twice, especially when you consider sweeping potential after teams get worn down with the spikes, rocks, etc., for my team. And I can run, like I said, any of the three forms. So we're good from there. Next pick, I went with Maximum Cope. So I lost Glamora earlier, as I said. So I decided that when everyone's running low on points, I don't want to lose Glimmet as well. So I went and got Glimmet. If I really want to do like the Sash Glamora lead or whatever, I can just do it with Glimmet instead and just play 5v6 and hopefully I keep the half of the game with Goldango, which is not the worst idea in the world because again, Goldango keeps hazards up really well, which makes this 1 point mon actually valuable past turn 5, even though it's probably dead turn 2. And really, 105 special attack is not the worst thing in the world. It's not like you can just come in on it and just do whatever you want while it sets up hazards. You Raichu is probably the member of the team I'm least excited about and know least I'm going to do. It was more or less because I had 4 points left over because I knew what I was going to spend the last 10 on. So I kind of needed to pick something, and it fit the best with the speed tier, typing. It's technically an electric immunity, so if I do Terra Tinglu and I want to really keep an electric immunity around, Raichu is there. Yeah, overall, it's a Raichu. It's nothing special, but it can do things, and it's got some okay coverage and things in its toolkit. And last but not least was Mesprit. Yeah, Levitating Psychic type. It's got rocks, so I don't have to run rocks on Tinglu or run Glimmet. U-Turn is good. Healing Wish is really good for things like Palafin or Tinglu, etc., etc. Yeah, and it's decent speed, decent overall round stats. It can do a lot of things. So overall, I like my team. I do think I made a bit of an error when I didn't get Lamora, but I think I can handle that. I recovered that in the draft. And overall, the team's gonna be really fun. Has a lot of variance and utility you can do, and it has a pretty straightforward path as well. If I need to just rely on it, just stack up hazards with Goldango and then kill things with Palafin. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week for week 1 playing Flying.